So we've done this since '64, I believe it was. We were juniors. And it's Davis High class of '66 against Davis High class of '68 and some Downey High people. And we've picked up a few relatives and friends over the years. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Elsewhere, baseball, hot dogs, and kids, what better way to celebrate the opening of a park? And that's just what happened this weekend at the brand new Orville Wright Park in the airport neighborhood. The city's newest park in the airport neighborhood was officially opened on Saturday with lots of fanfare, hot dogs, and fun. Modesto firefighters cooked up more than 1,000 hot dogs for the free barbecue lunch. Kids from the area had a great time trying out the new play equipment as their parents looked on from the shade of the beautiful oak tree, which is at the center of the park. This park includes a new baseball field, which was named in honor of longtime Orville Wright teacher George Rogers. Rogers, former students, and many community friends would like to have the entire park named for him and have started a petition drive to encourage city leaders to name the park after Rogers. A longtime Orville Wright Elementary School teacher was remembered for his dedication to the airport neighborhood community at a candlelight memorial service last night. Friends, family, and former students of George Rogers gathered at the school where he spent the last 30 years teaching, coaching, and mentoring 3 generations of Orville Wright students. Rogers passed away recently after a long battle with cancer, but his legacy here lives on.
He left a lasting impression, I think, in the whole neighborhood. I called it a legacy a couple of weeks ago, and for this tonight is just our thanks to him for what he gave. We didn't call it we called it a candlelight vigil, but it's more of a celebration of life.
Rogers' friends want the city to name the nearby Orville Wright Park after Rogers as a tribute to his service to the community.
The idea was just planted that, you know, as much as he did do, that what better way to pay tribute to a person, whether they're living or gone, than to have a park named after him. I mean, we have the school named after Orville and Wilbur Wright, the Wright brothers. Why can't we have a park named after George Rogers, who we tend to refer to the neighborhood sometimes as Mr. Rogers' neighborhood?
Rogers' friends and family will make their request to the Modesto City Council at next week's meeting.
And I'm the coordinator for Airport Neighbors United, and I am a former student of Mr. Rogers. And tonight we are here to have a celebration of life for him from our community. Some of us were able to attend the service that was held last week, and some of us weren't, so we wanted to open it, or a couple of weeks ago actually now, that we wanted to be able to open it up for the neighborhood to have a time that they can reflect on what Mr. Rogers meant to them. And I have actually written a small poem. I'm not much of a poet, but every once in a while I get these little brainstorms that come out, and I will read that tonight, and then I will have Ishmael Ontiveros come up after me, and then I have Lisa Foss and Jamie Terry who will follow after Ishmael to speak. And then I'm opening it up for anyone in the neighborhood who would like to share a thought about Mr. Rogers. And we're going to try and keep it kind of short so that
out and support us as we, make a move to name the park after Mr. Rogers. I think next year will be important for us, baseball-wise and school. When we name the park, we're going to name the field, of course, after Mr. Rogers too, which will be a nice thing to do for him after some of the help he provided me, and he was a mentor for me we're also going to put his name on our jerseys or hats next year for all the teams, so it'll be kind of nice.
It last week. It says, loving family, faithful friends, expectant students, unsure you, waiting for answers. Skin and bones, extreme exhaustion, infection draining, no hunger, waiting to heal. Sharp wit, kind heart, calming force, insightful mind, waiting with hope. Unbelievable loss, your death, grieving school, everlasting memories, waiting for signs.
I had a chance for all of you students out there, former students of Mr. Rogers and the students that are attending right now and future students of Orville Wright. Every year your teachers talk to you about the positive character traits that we all hope to possess. Mr. Rogers possessed all of those traits in abundance. He was honest, civil, compassionate, and loyal. He was responsible and took initiative when others were too busy. He was always respectful of others regardless of our differences. He persevered and was courageous to the end. So you students.
What I remember was one year, it was in 97 and 98, he followed our teams, especially our A teams, all the time he was there with us. And during the championship, second year of the championship run, as we were getting close to winning, and I remember turning around and finally seeing enough parents out there and seeing Mr. Rogers in the front, and I told someone in the crowd, I said, somebody say, yo, back to back, you know, like a chant, back to back, and we just had won the championship the previous year. Nobody would do it, and I remember seeing Mr. Rogers, and he got actually up on the bleachers, turned around towards him, like he conducts most of the music here at Orville Wright, started going back to back, back to back. Next thing you know, he had the whole crowd yelling back to back, and we ended up winning. So that was the type of person Mr. Rogers was. One funny thing I always say is that probably about 2 years ago, he looked at me right in the face.
At least I live as I believe, no matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love is happening to me. I believe the children are future, because let them lead the way. Show them all the secrets that's inside. Make it easier. Let the children fly. Mine is how she used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone. You definitely do remember. I didn't do anything. Observe a moment of silence. Un minuto de
Thank you all for coming and celebrating with us. And again, we hope we see as many people who are here tonight down at the City Council chambers at 1010 10th Street next Tuesday night. Thank you.
Let's all blow our candles out so there won't be any
I want to relight my candle and walk with it. Are you taking a picture? Like so? Junior! Yeah, my
Film it or I'll burn you. Oh, that burns! Oh,
filming us! Filming us! Don't just do that. You got, how old are you? You got braces already.